Imagine it's 6 p.m., the day's chaos is winding down, and you're a diabetic looking to end your day on a steady note. The sun dips below the horizon, casting a warm glow through your kitchen window, and you realize this moment, the evening, is your chance to take charge of your blood sugar. Diabetes doesn't rest, but it doesn't have to rule your nights either. What if 3 simple habits could lower your glucose, help you sleep better, and leave you refreshed for tomorrow? Let's walk through an evening together and explore these game changers. Eating a balanced, low-glycemic dinner, slipping in some light movement, and unwinding with a stress-busting ritual. This isn't about perfection. It's about small, doable steps that work. The dinner that sets the tone. Picture yourself standing at the stove, the scent of olive oil and herbs filling the air. Dinner isn't just a meal tonight, it's your first move in a quiet strategy to keep your blood sugar steady while you sleep. For diabetics, what you eat in the evening isn't trivial. Your body's still processing every bite, and the wrong choices can send glucose soaring or crashing by midnight. But tonight, you're opting for something different. A balanced, low-glycemic plate that feels like a treat without the chaos. Why does this matter so much? When you eat carbs, they break down into glucose, your blood sugar's building blocks. If you've got type 1 diabetes, your pancreas doesn't make insulin, the key that unlocks cells to let glucose in, so you rely on injections or a pump. If it's type 2, your insulin's there but sluggish, like a rusty lock. Either way, a dinner of white bread or sugary soda is like dumping a bucket of glucose into your system. Too much, too fast. Skip dinner entirely, though, and you risk dipping too low, especially if meds are in play. The trick is finding the middle ground. That's where low-glycemic foods come in. These are the slow burners, the ones that don't jolt your blood sugar but ease it up gently. Think quinoa instead of white rice, or a sweet potato instead of fries. Scientists use something called the glycemic index, GI for short, to measure this. Foods below 55 on the scale, like lentils at 30 or boiled sweet potatoes at 44, take their time digesting. Add some protein and fat, and you've got a buffer that keeps things even smoother. So, what's on your plate tonight? Maybe it's a piece of salmon, baked with a sprinkle of dill, sitting next to a small scoop of quinoa, half a cup, just enough to fuel you without overdoing it. You've roasted some Brussels sprouts and a splash of olive oil, their edges crispy and golden. The fish brings omega-3s to calm inflammation, a sneaky troublemaker in diabetes, while the quinoa's fiber, about 2.5 grams, slows down that glucose release. The oil? It's not just for flavor. Those 14 grams of healthy fat keep your stomach from rushing the meal through. Or maybe you're in the mood for something cozier. You've got a bowl of lentil soup simmering, red lentils, spinach, a hint of turmeric, paired with a slice of whole grain bread. Lentils clock in at a GI of 30, packing 8 grams of fiber and 9 grams of protein per half cup. It's warm, filling, and gentle on your system. Another night, you might spiralize zucchini into noodles, top them with turkey meatballs, and spoon over a no-sugar marinara. Each bite's low-carb, high-flavor, and keeps you satisfied. Timing's part of the magic, too. You're aiming to finish by 7 p.m. if bedtime's 10. Why? Eating too close to sleep, like scarfing a sandwich at 9:30, means your body's still churning through glucose when you're out cold. That can nudge your morning numbers up, thanks to something called the dawn phenomenon, where blood sugar naturally rises at first light. A study once showed that eating dinner earlier cut overnight glucose by 10 to 15% for type 2 folks. So you sit down, savor your meal, and give your body a couple of hours to settle. Lisa, a 48-year-old juggling type 2 diabetes and a busy job, learned this the hard way. She used to grab takeout, fried chicken and rice, at 9 p.m., waking up to 150 milli-DL on her meter. 1 week of switching to fish and veggies by 7 p.m., and she was down to 110 milli-DL, feeling sharper in the morning. It's not rocket science. Just a shift that clicks. You can make it work, too. Chop veggies on Sunday so they're ready to roast. Skip sugary sauces. Lemon and herbs do the trick. If you've got a glucose monitor, peek at your numbers after eating. Tweak a portion if something's off. Sip water alongside. It keeps you full and hydrated. This dinner's your anchor, steadying your blood sugar as the night unfolds. A little movement goes a long way. Now it's 7:45 p.m. The dishes are cleared, and the couch is calling. But you've got a better idea. You lace up your sneakers, or maybe just slip on some comfy socks, and decide to move a little. Nothing intense, just enough to nudge your blood sugar down after dinner. For diabetics, this evening habit is like a secret handshake with your body, telling it to tidy up glucose before bed. Here's why it's so clever. When you move, your muscles get hungry for energy. They dip into your bloodstream, pulling out glucose without needing much insulin. If you're type 2, this bypasses insulin resistance, like sneaking through a back door. If you're type 1, it lightens insulin's load. Research says a 15-minute walk after eating can drop blood sugar by 20–30%, and the effect lingers for hours. It's like your muscles are little vacuums, sucking up extra sugar from that quinoa or lentils. This isn't about breaking records. You're not sprinting or lifting weights, just easing into motion. Maybe you step outside, the cool evening air brushing your face as you stroll around the block. 10 minutes, 15 if you're feeling it, at a pace where you can hum a tune or chat. Or you stay in, pacing the living room while a podcast plays, those true crime ones you love. Each step counts. If walking's not your thing, stretch instead. You sit on the floor, reach for your toes, feel your hamstrings loosen. A shoulder roll here, a gentle twist there. 10 minutes, and your blood's flowing better. Yoga works too. You try legs up the wall, leaning against the couch, legs straight up for 5 minutes. It's calming, and your muscles still sip that glucose. Even chores fit. Wiping down the counter or watering plants gets you off the couch. The timing's spot on, 30 to 60 minutes after dinner, when glucose often peaks. A study found a 10-minute walk then can shave 20 to 30 mg/dL off that high. Keep it light though. Too much huffing and puffing spikes adrenaline, which can backfire and raise sugar. Your heart beats a little faster, but you're not winded. John, 55, and managing type 2, saw this firsthand. He'd slump after dinner, readings hitting 180 mg/dL. A 15-minute dog walk, his pup nudging him out the door, brought it to 140 mg/dL in days. A month later, his fasting sugar was 105 mg/dL, not 130, and he slept like a rock. Science agrees. Evening movement boosts sleep quality, which keeps insulin resistance in check. You can weave this in easily. Pair it with a playlist, those old rock hits you love, or call a friend while you stroll. Set your watch to ping after dinner as a nudge. If you're on insulin, check your sugar first. Keep a few almonds handy if you dip low. Rainy night? Pace the hall or sway to music. Invite your partner along. It's a date and a health boost. This little habit's your evening cleanup crew, sweeping glucose down before you rest. Unwinding the day's knots. It's 9 p.m. now, the house quieting down. You've eaten well, moved a bit, but there's one last piece to this evening puzzle. Letting go of stress. Diabetes isn't just numbers, it's a mind game too. Tension can sneak in, jacking up your blood sugar, so you're ending tonight with a habit that soothes your nerves and steadies your glucose. Stress is a silent saboteur. When you're wound up, maybe from a tough day or diabetes itself, your body pumps out cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones yell at your liver, release sugar now, even if you're not running from a bear. For type 2, this piles onto insulin resistance. For type 1, it throws off your dosing. One study pegged it at a 15–20% glucose jump from high cortisol. No food required. At night, lingering stress can keep those levels up, messing with your sleep and morning readings. But you've got a counter move: relaxation. It's like flipping a switch from fight or flight to rest and digest. Your stress hormones drop, your blood sugar calms, and your body unwinds. Research says 10 to 20 minutes of this can trim HbA1c, a long-term sugar marker, by 0.7%, big enough to notice. Tonight, you try deep breathing. You sit on your bed, lights low, and breathe in through your nose. 4 seconds. Hold for 4, out for 6. 5 minutes, and your chest feels lighter, your pulse slower. Or maybe it's progressive muscle relaxation. You tense your toes, hold, release, then move up. Legs, arms, shoulders. 15 minutes, and the day's weight lifts. Guided meditation's another option. You pop in earbuds, let a soft voice guide you through a forest or beach for 10 minutes. Journaling works too. 5 minutes scribbling what went right today, like that perfect dinner, or what's bugging you, letting it spill onto the page. You do this 30 to 60 minutes before bed, say 9:30 if you're out by 10. The setup's key. Lights dim, phone off. That blue glow revs you up, maybe a candle flickering. It's a ritual now, steadying you night after night. Emily, 40 with type 1, found gold here. Her nights hovered at 170 milli-DL, stress from work creeping in. 15 minutes of PMR, and she hit 135 milli-DL in weeks. Mornings settled at 100 milli-DL, her insulin needs eased, and she felt less buried by it all. Studies back her up. Relaxation cuts stress by 30%, lifting your diabetes game. Start small, 3 minutes if that's all you've got. Tie it to brushing your teeth so it sticks. Jot your sugar or mood before and after. Watch the pattern. Switch it up. Breathing today, journaling tomorrow. If your mind drifts, nudge it back gently. This is your evening exhale, softening stress and sugar alike. Tying it all together. Step back and see the dance. Dinner at 7 p.m. lays a smooth glucose base. A walk at 7:45 sweeps away the extras, and relaxation at 9:30 seals the calm. They're a trio, each boosting the others. Studies say combining them beats anyone alone. 25% better fasting sugar, 1 found. Dinner fuels you right, movement tunes your body, and unwinding keeps stress from crashing the party. It's physical and mental, a full circle evening. Life's messy though. No time? Prep meals early, walk while on a call, relax for 5 minutes, motivation fading, track a win, like 10 milligauss DL down, and grab a buddy. Can't move much? Stretch in a chair. Stress overwhelming? Tell your doc. These habits bend to fit you. The night's promise. Diabetes can feel like a relentless shadow, but tonight, you turned the tables. You ate a meal that hugged your system, moved just enough to feel alive, and let the day's noise fade. Check your meter. See that drop? Ask your doctor to tweak this to your meds and keep at it. This evening's yours. A quieter blood sugar, a deeper sleep, a brighter tomorrow. One night at a time, you're rewriting the story.